All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the year-and-a-half update video on my JonSkiff. It still works great. I'm still using it pretty much every time I go fishing, unless I'm fishing with a buddy. But I'll start with the thing that most people ask about is this deck foam stuff. As you can see, where I stand a lot, it's already wearing all the way through back to the wood. This stuff, my recommendation, and this is not like a C-Deck commercial or anything, but I mean, you get what you pay for. I paid for the cheap Chinese Amazon stuff, and it's not even 2 years later, and I got to replace it. So C-Deck would have been most likely better in the long run, and I'm wishing I would have done that. But so yeah, my push pole that I use for this thing is a stand-up paddleboard paddle, and I put a 3D printed foot on the bottom of it. It's just got a couple of stainless screws, and it's been working great. I've had this on here for probably 4 or 5 months now. And my depth finder is the Lowrance Elite 5 Ti. I only use it for charts. I'm always in water that's too shallow to, use a depth finder or a fish finder or anything. So, but yeah, all my Railblazer rod holders are still working perfectly, and they are my primary rod holders. I've got these as backups in case somebody brings like regular spinning gear or whatever, but the beauty about these is that they hold fly rods and conventional rods. So, and inside here I just keep my throwables, a couple of extra PFDs, got an extra net in there in case I forget my net. But you can see, like, that's where the connection is, and it's got like a mat to keep it from being wood on aluminum. All that's still holding together pretty good, other than it kind of rusting a little bit. But I got my trolling motor wires running all the way up to the front, and I do use the trolling motor a lot on this thing. It's so I got this is plastic. It's actually oil filled stuff. It's like it's called Nylotron, and it's like a bushing plastic to replace brass. And then that's just a 2x4 that I bolted in. And of course, this is my power pole remote. It's my tow remote, so I can just kind of give it the tow up or down. But anyway, I quit using my power pole because, as you can see when I get around here to where the power pole mount is, it is cracking. It's cracking up my boat. So that's no good. I don't like it to be cracking, so I just stopped using it. And I got a pretty badass bilge pump. It is, I don't know what it is, but it pumps water out faster than my drain plug lets water in if I were to forget my drain plug. So yeah, this dark blue foam, it has a bad habit of turning things. You can kind of see right there where I just touched a little bit and it got a little blue on me. So everybody sitting on this gets a blue butt. The good thing is it's just like powder, so it doesn't stain, it just washes off. But yeah, that's my cooler I've been using forever, probably 4 years now or so. As far as what's on this side in the box, I've got my bump board, a stringer that I rarely use, an anchor here. I got a spare prop. This one's actually in a lot better condition than the one that I've got on the boat right now. This is a drift sock, which I never use either. This is one of those little water gun bilge pumps. And I've got a little emergency paddle way down here in the bottom that I'm not going to dig out. Got my fire extinguisher here. I had to get the all plastic one because the metal one just rusted to pieces. Yeah, you can see my prop in the storage bin is in a lot better condition than this one is, but it still pushes me around, and I'm not trying to go anywhere super fast or anything. So, but yeah, I 3D printed this holder for my water pressure gauge, and usually when I'm running it's at 5, which is between the 4 and the 6. I don't want the camera right, between the 4 and the 6. 5 psi water pressure. And this is for my new lithium battery that I bought for $300. What's it on right now? Oh, let me start percent. So I got 80% of my battery left after using it all day today. And I ran fast on my trolling motor today. It's a pretty nice battery. I have never gotten it below like 60% in one day. And I was in some serious hard wind that day. But anyway, so my jack plate's still working good. I got the old Atlas. Probably needs to be greased a little bit, but no complaints about that. Outboard's still working super good. I've almost got 200 hours on that thing. And those are all me. So what's in this side over here? Let's have a look and see. We've got the waterproof box, and inside the waterproof box we've got, so this is a toolbox, and it's in one of those tackle boxes that's water or is rust proof or whatever, stops rust. So let's open this up. We can see what's inside here for my tools. So I've got metric, standard Allen wrenches, a knife, needle nose pliers, some little nippers, flathead and Phillips screwdriver, a crescent wrench, and under I've got some channel locks. So it ain't every tool you would need, but it's most of them, and I feel like it's gonna hopefully get me out of a bind if I come to it. And I kind of modified this box so all these tools would fit just right. Like I had a little slot here for the needle nose pliers to fit in there, and so they all have to like be like, this has to be pulled up and that has to be snapped in there, and then when you close it, nothing interferes with the seal because I want it to stay waterproof. So this is just a tackle tray with some random conventional tackle in it, because even when I bring my conventional stuff now, I always forget to bring a tackle tray. So it's got a corky, some Slayer ink lures here, a couple of Slayer ink jig heads, but just basic stuff just in case I forget my other stuff. This is just some cheap binoculars, some Tasco, probably like 10 by 30 or something. I ain't even gonna pull them out. Some WD-40 and a horn. And those fog horns, I mean, they definitely come in handy. When I was out with my buddy Bo and Walter, it was pretty foggy one morning, and we could hear a boat getting closer and closer, and sure enough, right about the time I got my my horn out of my bag, the guy came out of the fog. Like, he was moving pretty good, but I blew the horn and he veered off, and it was one of those where I don't know if he would actually hit us, but I didn't want to find out the hard way. So yeah, all my stuff on my trailer is getting pretty dang rusty, and these are just some like $69 guides from Academy, but yep, they're getting pretty rusty. The trailer itself holding up pretty good as far as, you know, it's a McCain or McLean, I guess. I don't know if that's any relation to John McLean, but so yeah, it's holding up pretty nicely. I put my old winch back on it because my Harbor Freight electric handy remote control winch took a crap on me. My trolling motor is already up on the porch, but it's just a little 40-pound thrust Newport Vessels trolling motor. It's my 6-pound gas tank, and so let's go check to see what's in the bag, because I take my remote designs bag with me literally everywhere I go now. Not just on fishing trips, but it's like, so I just throw it in the truck all the time. But let's go pull it out and throw it up on the deck and see what's in here. So first of all, we'll pull out, so I got a bunch of flies on here, and this is like basically my used fly, so I don't put dirty salty flies back in my fly box. So in here we got snacks, got a payday. Here's that horn I was telling you about that I had to pull out and blow at the other boater so we didn't get ran over. This is a Cast King wait, no, that's not. That's the case that one of my casting reels came in, but inside it is actually, it's a Bond Arms made in Granbury, Texas. It's a little 410 45. So yeah, if you check it out in here, I've got the 45 and a 410 shell. So it's the Snake Slayer. It's just made for taking care of business. It's all stainless, so you don't have to worry about it rusting on you or anything. But I've been carrying it on the water with me for years now, and so far, not the slightest speck of rust anywhere. Trying to do all this one-handed is not easy. Trying to hold my phone with the other hand. But yeah, I got extra cartridges in here, just some 3-inch. But it's not a fun gun to shoot. I will admit that. It does the job and it gets work done, but so here's my binoculars, another cheap pair of Tascos. I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on binoculars that I'm taking out on the water with me. So that's zipper lube, because sometimes when you got waterproof zippers, they need lubrication. That's a battery from a GoPro. What else we got in here? Okay, that's everything from there. Let's load it all back up before I open up the next bag, or the next zipper compartment. So far, this thing has done a stellar job of keeping everything super dry. Let me see if I can prop that up. Nope. That's flat. Okay. So in this bag, I've got my DSLR camera. It's just one of those cheap Canon ESO Rebels. Nothing fancy. It's nice to be able to just throw it in there, let it bang around, and then when I need it, take it out and use it. But here's my fly box. I guess I'll open it up and you can see my catastrophe of flies that I have in here. This is kind of my crab section in the middle, my gurgler section over on the left, and I just knocked my boat off the little block that it was sitting on. It's all right though, it's already drained. So yeah, this is kind of my bait imitation, bait fish. A little more just bait fish, redfish crack stuff here, more gurglers. But so we'll close that back up. And what else we got in the bag here? We got some, hey, it's tuna salad. Those work when you're hungry. This is a random rag. What else we got back here? So in here I've got, this is kind of a, well, I guess it's a survival kit, but it's got flares and all kinds of stuff inside of it. So in case anything ever happens and you're stuck out. So here's tiny flies. I still have those in there from when I went to Arkansas. That's why those are in there. Extra pair of sunglasses. I wear prescription sunglasses, so it's nice to have an extra pair of prescription sunglasses in here. And in these compartments, I've got extra socks. I've got my fluorocarbon up here in this compartment. I would pull all this stuff out, but let me see. Okay, so this is my first aid kit here. It's just got basic, like very basic first aid. I'm never too far away to just go home and use my real first aid kit. But battery charge, or a charger for my GoPro, plug it in, socks, buff. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, you know. And as far as on my truck, I got my rod vault up here. It is officially over 1 year old. It's been up there for over a year. It's had ice hanging off of it. Been all the way through the South Texas summer. It's all just 3D printed. Well, the tube's not 3D printed. The tube is just painted PVC pipe. But I 3D printed this. Bought a lock off of Amazon. Bought the hinge off Amazon. There's my net I keep back here all the time and rarely ever bring with me anymore. I always keep a life jacket in here to take with me. Here's my stripping bucket with all my stickers on it. It's got a, I like that fly trap sticker. But yeah, I cracked it. I think I'm gonna build me a new one because I'm not very happy with the big crack going down the side of it. I like that sticker too. It says pothead. I drink a lot of coffee. But yep. And the remote design sticker. So that's the video. Hope everybody enjoyed the update. Talk to you later.